We are so close, baby. Week 12 in the books. Couple more shows ending. Some real peak. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Timestamps and the full rankings at the end if you want to avoid spoilers. And we'll see you at the end. I mean, just nothing. Like that. I don't even think we mentioned that she doesn't remember. Yeah, it's just I guess this is a slice of life show where the character just doesn't know who they are and they're building community. But what a I feel like I've just it seems like they had so many opportunities to make this more interesting and they just kind of were like, nah. Like, what am I maybe I got some cleaning tips out of it. I mean, we were going to help the old lady, so nobody knows who she is. She doesn't know who she is, and I guess that's fine. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. I'm trying to get something out of this. This is what a just. Yeah, I don't like being mean, but just this is one of the shows that I just regretted giving my time to. I would have actually. I think a week or so ago I said like I'd be annoyed if it got good at the end. I take it back. It should have done something. It just. There's a story about the blonde dude's grandma and how he makes all these cute things. And this episode started to, I was like, oh yeah, I can see all of those things in the children's toy section. There was something else that, I was gonna say, I feel like this episode also like a disproportionate amount. I just feel like more than other episodes where like reused scenes in a sense, like it, like not like they're hiding it, like these are the scenes they do reuse. I just don't feel like they use all of them like in a single episode, but it just felt like once we got them recognizing something, it was just like every other few minutes another long repeated scene. Like, he's trying his best to be a good dad, I feel, or adopted dad, and it's kind of interesting with her getting a new power, and then that's attracting beasts to the town, and I guess he's trying to keep it under wraps while dealing with it, but it's just we don't need her trying to figure out how to use her power to get him to like her. I'm almost done. One more episode. Just gotta make it through that. I mean, I'm not gonna recommend this anyway, so whatever. I do feel like this was at least the first fight where I couldn't like immediately predict who was gonna win. But yeah, lost another guy. My guess is that if they save their world, that'll bring back everybody who disappeared. But yeah, I guess the sisters are gonna fight next time. That could be interesting conversation during the fight, since yeah. I'm kind of yeah. It's not a bad show, I think. It might be bad. Honestly, I just kind of immediately forgot everything about the episode because I was just so confused by the reveal that she was the little girl that I guess was in the beginning, and that was 14 years ago. But then that didn't really make sense with the flashback, I feel, of them meeting and becoming, I don't know. I just, it doesn't, I don't know, but other than that, I guess, the guy died trying to save some dogs, although he seemed pretty certain that he was gonna die. Yeah, I don't know, I don't feel like he's dead. Yeah. The city's smoldering, they're chasing one of the guys, then that's when he sees his wife and forgets what he's doing. They're like firefighters and detectives and police all in one. So far, this show's strategy of introduce a bigger asshole to get you to like the previous assholes is holding up, working all right. I mean, it is. They are also growing and becoming a better team. So I'll give it that. I don't know if I'm quite feeling the energy that it's trying to give, potentially. I don't know. I'll be a little more interested when the sad boy ghost shows up or whatever. I mean, like, the ice guy is alright. Yeah. I don't know. And I guess I'm looking forward to seeing the gamer get back into it with their beefy version. Okay. Oh my goodness. We defeat the We defeat the Demon King a couple of times, and I don't know. I mean, the guy sacrificed himself for humanity, and I guess all those people that I thought were dead are brought back. So happily ever after. And then it looks like they're setting up for a season 2 or something that I will not be watching. It's not terrible, but there's too many moments that I just space out in, because it's like, what are you guys doing? Just powering up for the 11th time, and I don't know, just whatever. I mean, it was an interesting episode, at least. I feel conflicted. I don't know exactly what I got from that in terms of, what I think about the characters and how the situation was handled back then, and then while meeting each other again for the first time since that incident. And I don't know if I know fully how bad the situation was one way or the other for her with the bullying and all that. I guess I don't really fully understand the logistics of, well, maybe like with the school and this person funds it, so help their kid out. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad for her. I definitely do. I just also am annoyed with her. Because, she lied and got him fired from his job. And then, like, he tried to do everything he could. I mean, maybe he should have just left her to suffer so that she didn't get her hopes up, I guess, is what he's apologizing for. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really followed this. It was, I get that they jumped through a wall and that somehow they ended up in another world. But then that world ended up being an AI world that, was controlled. Yeah, and then they kept jumping through worlds. And also unfortunate for it that I just watched episode 8 of The Amazing Digital Circus. And it was good. Okay, I think that was it. Beat the dragon, go save the kids. I mean, the kids did an alright job protecting themselves, but they wouldn't have stood a chance against the white-haired girl. Even Oren was struggling. He said that he would have lost, but yeah, I guess it seems interesting what's going on. I'm just surprised they didn't do more, if this is really the end with that. And she's angry at some old guy and a woman. Philly, the green-haired girl, I think she was the healer or the enchanter that they brought in. She seemed like she was acting a little sus. There's a guy with an eye patch definitely being sus. And but when she said old guy, I immediately went to the old white-haired guy in the tavern that our main guy occasionally talks to. And I was just like, if he turned out to be evil, that would be a big shock, I guess. Alright, so Clay was out here stealing E-Pulse by the bucket loads. Excuse me. Anyways, he was stealing E-Pulse, and I guess he fed it all to this big Digimon and then had it evolve into an even bigger pyramid Digimon, which seems strong, but then, they just kept attacking, I guess, is how they won. Because that one guy got just taken out first, and then OP. Although I guess the other guy was like unstable too. But then they save him, and then he immediately like just wrecks he wrecks their and it doesn't look like it's gonna end happy for everybody. I don't know. It seems like it's serious. It's just the story seems so serious, and like I get into it, and then like it's just like a big lizard fighting a pyramid, you know, and then I get a little just, yeah. I mean, I'm fine with stuff, I don't know. Okay, we have a meeting. Father's being a sourpuss, and we convince the king that they can take down the wyverns, and they do fairly easily. There's one point where I feel like it shows like all of his people like doing a magic attack, but then it doesn't actually show what they hit. I don't know, it was just weird, because then like it cuts to like his father and somebody else using magic and hitting the thing that I thought they were just hitting. So a little weirder there, but yeah, stop the invasion. But there's a third part of it that I guess is attacking the girl's homeland. So gotta deal with that. Is it gonna deal with that all in one episode? I don't know if this. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. I mean, I thought the episode was good, especially for this show. I guess it's weird to me as a finale. Like, it feels like this would have been way better earlier on, maybe even halfway into the season. And then, I don't know, just the vibes of this felt like they at least fit a show called Part-Time Torture. And, you know, the wife, that ended up being sad. And, yeah, I guess it was, I don't know. The show has just confused me. I don't even know what I would just probably call this a slice of life show. That's in my opinion, it doesn't do that amazingly. It's fine. It's not even really, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. It's not looking good for everybody. But is his plan not to, like, just, like, give her all her powers and then he thinks that, like, she'll be in love with him? Or is he gonna forcibly do it? Because, like, at the moment, it just seems like he's gonna give her all those powers and then she'll stop him. Which I guess could be fine. But I would hope also that this might expand a little bit more on him pretending to be her, like, dead friend. Like, was that him? Or, like, is it just coincidence? That could be a little more done on. The lycanthrope guy really just was like, all right, I'll give you what you need. Don't hurt anybody. I mean, like, it seemed like there were a lot of wolves, and it seemed like they could have done something. I also don't really get what, like, when they turn into wolves, how, like, it seems like there's been a lot of full moons. But yeah, whatever. Okay. Sorry. Lizzie, Lizzie? I think I just realized there's 2 Lizzies this season. He officially accepts the guy into his party. It seemed like it kind of happened last time, but it's official now. They've got him signed up at the guild and all that. The other guy's not happy about it. Nobody's really happy about him being on the team, but he seems alright. Go on a little adventure for some water elementals. Yeah, just protecting each other where they can. I mean, it was interesting. I don't think I've ever seen the word horny so many times. I mean, you know, learned to, I guess, accept his horny feelings, kind of. And, yeah, the gross version of him, I guess, was just, not being truthful to oneself, which is fair. And no decision made. For a second, I was like, oh, man, he really picked the one character that I, like, was not rooting for in this fight. But then he grabbed all of them, which I kind of was thinking it was gonna be that way, but yeah. I mean, you know, I think it was all fair, I guess. Like, the messages that it was trying to portray, I think people should be more open with their feelings or desires, whatever. I don't know. It ended up being, I think the show as a whole was 50% alright, 50% eye roll. We start off with a lot of fog, just running around, trying to... I guess actually Flum was upset, but said some things she seems to regret already to Ink, and yeah, then Ink was got by Dean, then Flum had to fight Dean, and then she beats him. Yeah, I don't know what to think about the narrator. I feel like the narrator's just... I mean, she's fine. Yeah, I guess maybe Sarah's still alive. Sounds like Milkit might be in trouble. I don't know. This seems like there's still a lot to... I mean, I guess I could see it wrapping up in one more episode. Just gotta defeat the Milkit's former owner, who seems like she's just in charge of everything. Beat her. Expose the church. Save the day. Okay. That was such a weak okay. I like this episode. It was I enjoyed the music, and it was emotional. Main character still something about their face. I don't know. I guess they were gonna just make a whole world mirage and drop that on the world. I still don't get what that would have done for the dude's wife. Dude just seemed to be crashing out hard. I did think it was a little interesting that Nagi was like, tell me, Mom, did you use it for the people or to save yourself? And then, like, if she had said for herself, would Nagi have just been like, all right, fuck everybody? I don't know. Like, yeah. I guess it was sweet that the mother was good. But yeah, it's like happy. I realize like it's all happy and stuff, but the Xenos people have just been... Are they not completely like wiped out almost? And I don't even know who this guy is showing up after the credits for the encore. I guess there'll be one more little thing going on because he's not is he the king? And he's just being like... Or the... No, I don't think he's the emperor. I'm yeah. All right. Well, I was right about little lizard coming back. These humans are about to go... Well, the woman and then the adventurers are gonna go look for him. But he runs into the goo, which is an evil slime. And I wonder if it's like also another player. You've just got a humanistic appearance, and they're just focused on gathering skills. They can talk, and they seem pretty tough. Luckily, Lizard got a bite in, but then he grabbed her and trapped her. So, hope we can save her. I feel like this may have been the best episode of this series so far. I mean, like, only one more episode, but... Is there even one more episode? But yeah, taking out more of these, whatever these are. But yeah, the situation was rough for a little while. Good on everybody sticking through it and working together. Solid teamwork. Although that might have been the name of the episode. Yeah, it felt a little more intense. It was still it just feels kind of slow, where it feels like it should be a little quicker. A little more snappy. I thought this episode did better with that pacing, at least. Maybe the music helped a little bit. Just like the stakes felt like more intense, and yeah, the giving Jogamine mental instructions was interesting. That's all I got. Okay, this has been it's been an interesting show. I mean, like, it's not over yet, but I wasn't expecting mid-air battle on a big ship after the Baron's daughter and our main character had been kidnapped. Seems like a pretty tough guy on the ship. I think he'll be able to deal with the people he's stuck in the room with fairly easily, but yeah. He should have... So he didn't... Did he not level up at all from the ant colony? I'm surprised he didn't get a new summons level from that. It seems like that would have been mucho points. Yeah, it's good. I've started this 3 times, and every time Alright, whatever. What happened in this? The guy she goes and turns down the third prince, and then the other guy has an old childhood friend who he's not interested in at all, and she was just trying to get him to go out and eat with him so she could see a guy she liked who ended up being his girlfriend's dad. And then the other prince guy just doesn't, he thinks he's messing around, so he says something, and then he mentions that he's like told her how he feels about her. Yeah, so they hang out, and they're getting a little more physical, and it seems like she wants more, or like it, like just what they're doing. But then he's like, I heard about that, and she's like, how do you know? Which I feel like is always like the worst response to that question. How do you know? What do you mean? How do I know? What do you... Overall, I felt like this episode was whatever. They purify the ocean and are gonna go talk to Pearl. But like in the beginning with yeah, I mean, again, the situation, she really just didn't. Yeah, so he runs off, go into the ocean. They follow, even though the other two were on horseback. They're like instantly there, and it looks like they're just walking, and like it's just the princess, and then like it's also Isilla too, and it's. I'm like, why are you here? Get away, go shoot, but yeah, she takes her chance. She was like, oh, he's still got a thing for me. I let me run with this. And then it almost works, but our our main girl finally like calls out to him, and that works. And yeah, so the other girl, she's like, all right, I'll I feel bad. Let me help and all this stuff. But like, yeah, I don't know. It's all just handled very strangely. Okay, go and stop the coup pretty quickly. Summons an evil dragon. I don't even really know what that was, honestly. The fire one. I mean, I guess the ring. He's got, yeah, whatever. He says that the only way, like, if the prince commits suicide and like drinks poison, that his family and subjects will be spared or whatever. But he's like, no. So then his knights are like, you're committing suicide, my guy. And yeah, the woman, I guess, who was Gilbert's, and then went to his, and yeah, it's stuff. And then there's peace for years, I guess, and our main character's grown up, and he's married the dude's granddaughter, I think. And that's it. I mean, it was interesting at times, but I don't know. It was just it felt a lot of the same stuff for a little while. It feels like a lot would have happened. I don't know. I don't even know if this would continue. I probably wouldn't watch a second season. I mean, it's, I guess, a little intriguing that he's like grown up. If there was, I don't know, but it's got some interesting politics stuff going on, I guess, every now and then. Politicking, I don't know, royal whatever, but yeah, it's all right. Two kind of like, I don't know what those moments were necessarily saying. One in a moral standpoint, and one in a literally I didn't know she was she getting married to her brother. I'm so confused what that last thing was with the ring, and then because she says big brother, and then or Oni-chan, I don't know. And then the other thing was like seeing the backstory of the invisible friend, like it just as a previous alcoholic. Maybe I should cut that. It seems strange that the potential message of it was, oh man, you're getting real bummed about where you are and like struggling with life, you know? Drink your problems away, and then the next day it'll work out. So that was morally, I was just like, what is? But the couple's continuing to be cute and sweet. So that's nice. Is that end credit song the song they used the whole season? Because I dig that. Good finale. We beat Vlad. He does kind of. I feel like he totally just could have had him, but then he was gonna aura farm while making her dance. But that also did feel like him, so I'm not gonna complain. It is funny though, at one point I was like, I don't know what I'm being like with Frankenstein being my favorite character. It's like, I feel like I tend to go for that type of character, or just as being my favorite for some reason, the more kind of subdued but funny character. Anyways, it was funny because I was like, who else could be like a favorite character? I was like, I guess like you can like the main guy, he's fine. You can like Lynn, she's fine. I was like, maybe like Little Red, like she just seems kind of interesting and whatever. And like then as like Little Red was protecting Lynn, like, and I was thinking that Frankenstein shows up and just like immediately protects Lynn, while I was just like, yep, no, she's favorite of this show. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just it's like, it's cuter, but it's also more bloody than you would think. Like, it just with those two. But yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Yeah, they had some solid mysteries, some solid fight scenes, a little bit of the neck bite scene was a little whatever, just because she still seems, yeah, I don't know, in this show, anyways, it wasn't that bad. And I guess he needed it to power up. So, whatever. Such a bad way to end all this commentary. Okay, I was a little worried there for a second, because I was like, this guy doesn't seem bad. Oh, no, Yuki's about to... Is it Yuki? Yoki. Our main demon dude. He's about to show up, like, annoyed and like, why didn't you tell me about this marriage? And I was just like, oh, it's just not gonna go well. But that didn't happen. They, in a sense, luckily he got stopped before he could go back. I mean, I think it would have been fine. It probably would have been, I think, worse than how it will end up going. Because, like, he's nice, he's whatever, he's got, like, good points, but she still feels definitely more love, I think, towards our main demon dude. And she's still on the meeting, and he's getting captured because apparently his alternate persona is now wanted too. I think it's funny that I'm assuming Salil is the guy who also has that alternate persona, in a sense, that was attacking our main guy. But yeah, I'm curious to see how this will all go down. I feel like it'll be fun and sweet and maybe a little not intense, but I would say cool fight scenes, but like, it's not the animation, it's not good, but I enjoy it in a weird way where it's like, it's a little off every now and then, and you just can kind of be like, oh well, that's a funny face. I think this was a solid second half. I might still prefer the first half a little bit more. I just don't know if like the second half ever reached the highs of them all fighting each other and Tackle coming out on top. She was definitely less than... I mean, yeah, there was just this half, like, we got the ramen people, I don't know what that's all about. I guess it's maybe setting up for a second season, which could be fun. It's enjoyable and goofy, pretty high energy, if it could be too much for some people. But it's just get to watch some people beat each other up and occasionally beat a monster up or get beaten up by a monster. So, why not? And it's like, it is all much smaller scale, which is kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know. It was fine. I guess I felt like maybe a one episode bat fight seemed a little short. I don't know. I'm just going to keep going back and forth on if I like this or not. It's good. It's definitely... Why am I still talking? Is there anything else I have to say about the show? We didn't get Rika. We didn't get... I mean, we did get Rika, but like we didn't get a conclusion there. We didn't get the ramen people at all. We didn't get... I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe it did pretty well, but it's got to leave some stuff open for a second season. Okay. I really... Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure this is the end. It's just... I hadn't actually experienced the cliffhanger feeling with this show. I just was like realizing it had that while watching it to get ready for the season. I was like, that's a weird spot to end. And so I was knowing this was gonna come, but like it's still kind of brutal. Like just like, all right, maybe in a year we'll get back to the second half of this race. Yeah, whatever. Kanata is pushing the train. I think he's up to 5th now, right behind Aiba, so that'll be interesting. Well, I kind of don't think Rookie in the yellow car is gonna remain in the top 3, just because it seems like he's pushing it really hard. Girl in green might get top 3, starting to think about it. Maybe Aiba doesn't get in the top 3 this time. I don't know. It'll be interesting. The swivel out in the beginning really made it an interesting race. So I think that's it. Maybe not. I will know for sure next week, but if not, till next time. I can't tell if this episode was like marking a halfway point or like we got one more episode point. It just seems like there's still so much to have to cover. I mean, maybe it's gonna leave off like MF Ghost, just right in the middle of all the action. But it's good. They're not dead. That was a concern that now that they were all in that world, maybe they're all dead. But it looks like their bodies were taken with them. Yeah, little girl's parents kind of sucked mages and trying to get some creepy bacteria to grow in her. Don't know who that translucent woman was. Yet another new character. We got the one of the horsemen of the apocalypse coming in, but is this not all related to Tsubaki? Like, there's a lot to follow, but I mean, it's not terrible. It's just everything is relatively followable. I just don't feel like much is. I mean, there is a lot happening, but there's more like I don't know what I'm. I like this show. I've just been put off since my flag or warning or whatever I got. But I do want to appreciate, because there's definitely been a lot of work put into the show and people who clearly care. And it is pretty hype most of the time. This episode was a little more like explaining kind of what's going on, which I appreciated. But yeah, I have no idea how much longer this will continue for. Well, this had definitely the most brutal moment right there in the opener. I was like, am I watching the right show? Because I don't know if we haven't seen like blood much before, have we? Maybe a little bit, but she was ripping apart, yeah. And yeah, the animation was I thought it looked really good at certain points. Other points, maybe, whatever. But, and then I would say it's maybe the saddest moment. It's I don't think it is necessarily, maybe compared to what I think was last week with Ghost Girl. That might be sadder. But this kind of hit me harder. I don't know. It's still pretty sad. This is, yeah. I almost teared up. And, yeah, glad it could be resolved. Genuinely pretty creepy, though. Like, at many moments. So, yeah, good episode. Okay. Kunan faces off with a representative from each of the factions wanting him to join. Defeats them all with some red slime rain. They explained why it defeats, but it still doesn't seem that bad. I don't know. Maybe it is. Anyways, I thought it was interesting that they were like, oh yeah, the Cassie. I guess she's got the heart of a maiden. In the body of a and then I liked Kunan's response to it in a sense, feeling like he was ungentlemanly. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a show of like I'm slightly intrigued by everything that's going on. I think I'm like I don't know if I would recommend it because it's not like an amazing show. It's not like anything super crazy happens in it, but it's more just like fun with magic, a lot of flirting, and yeah, trying to see some weird. Yeah, there is weird, and I don't know. It's this feels like the show that I like the least out of the shows that I actually liked. You know, if that makes sense. Like, I actually like this show, but it's not as good as some of the other shows that I also actually like this season. But yeah. I don't know. The relationship with women is an interesting thing that it feels like the show is willing to explore. So I might watch a season 2, maybe. Man, there better be another episode, because that would be such a, I could see this being an ending, and honestly, I might come to appreciate it if it were the ending, but like, yeah, it just seems like she just resigned from the housekeeping thing, but she's gonna tell Tomon about what it is. I don't really know what that means. She says she doesn't want to be somebody who will hurt him, which makes it sound like she's pulling away from him. At this point, I am rooting for them. The sweetest couple is definitely blonde-haired guy and the teacher, which would not have guessed that at the beginning of the season. But they're Tomon and our main girl. I'm coming back on them, and yeah, ignore the gorilla guy. I don't know. Whatever. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm almost certain this is not done. This was an interesting episode. I feel like yeah, it's just making me more annoyed with Millions Knives. He had a plan. He's gonna free all the plants, make them independent. He did that, and then I guess he killed all of them. So now he's just pissed and raging towards space. I don't know if he's heading towards ships or just planning on being big. But the Tesla stuff is sad. I don't really remember where we knew more about her. I've just seen the vague flashes of her this season that I can recall. But I recognize the woman that took care of him and let her be dissected. So yeah, a lot of conflicting thoughts, messages. I don't know. Maybe not messages. Conflicting. I'm very tired. And alright, yeah, Millions Knives. He takes out his other guy too in the beginning. He's losing the girl who supported him. She sees now that he doesn't really care about anything. He's just lonely, trying to change the world, which probably is a dangerous mix. I want to say, like, good night. Sweet dreams. I'm not going to sleep yet, but it feels, yeah, whatever. Well, that was good. Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about what I think about my first gay show that I have finished. Male gay. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, there was some interesting moments that made me question my own morals, and just in terms of how I see their relationship and how I would view it differently if it were with other people, and blah blah blah. Got into my own feelings a little bit at some point. I still don't. Yeah. You know, he solves the accounting problem. Figures out where the magical energy that's unaccounted for is going. Nabs the one guy responsible, gets the other guy who's being negligent, and then he finally is initiative, proactive, takes the initiative in their physical romance. So that was sweet. And the Holy Maiden kind of got a little more grasp of her powers. So there's cool things going on. I might continue with the season 2. The emotions of the main character ended up feeling a little more familiar than I would have thought, just with how they were thinking of dealing with Aresh and themselves in all of this. I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad I saw it. I'm glad I checked it out. So they went through the audition, And, Ruby is gonna play the role of I. Arima's gonna play one of the B Komachi members that didn't like her. I think Aqua's playing their dad, maybe. They've got everything confirmed. Gonna start filming. And then, the blue-haired girl is gonna try to stop Aqua. And I'm not 100% sure why. I get that she's upset that he's doing it his own way. And, I guess he's, not thinking about consequences at all anymore for himself. And so she doesn't like that he's, not taking care of himself. I don't know. I don't think she's just being petty. That's my point, I guess. Another fun episode on the class trip. Nishi and Yamada have a cute little get-together. And, I could probably be more like Yamada. Or wish it could be more like him. Seems like a cool guy. Everybody's pretty cool for the most part. I don't know. I actually don't know of any characters that I would say are just completely annoying. Good on the show. And we get another, more progress between Homie and the girl. I don't know. It's like they have their moments, but he's getting a little more active, more intent. It's not that word. It's like the opposite of passive. Initiative. He's initiating more, and it's it's all good fun. The deer were funny. Yeah, the other two, the self-deprecating guy and the other girl. It seems like she is actually laughing, but their communication. I mean, in the moments where I guess he wants to say something, those are the moments where he doesn't know what to say. I thought she was funny though in her reaction. It was just it's definitely I think I've said that already. That it reminds me of high school days. Although actually I took more class trips in middle school, I want to say. Although high school had the one that I would say I think I can most relate to some of the experiences of being, I don't know, I was me. Another episode of interesting conversations. Apparently Charlie's just starting to go through puberty, which doesn't make sense to them because he's past the age for both chimpanzee and human to start doing that, but could be environmental factors like his parents dying, just everything going on. And but now that I think about it, I guess it is probably Lucy, because it could be just all of it, but they have a conversation that I was not expecting. Charlie, I guess, wants to mate with her, and she doesn't hate the idea. They're not doing it now. She says she wants to really want that to do it. And he's like, would you want it if I was a human? It was just she wasn't sure. She doesn't know. But it just, it was a little scary at first because I was thinking back to he's going through puberty. I was like, is he going to be more aggressive or anything? But no, he's chill. He's just being more open with his feelings. And they have a very mature discussion about it, which I was not expecting. I don't know. I don't know what I think about. I don't know. I mean, in this animated form, I'm rooting for them and think they're relatively cute together. But if it were a real life scenario, I definitely, I would consider that maybe differently. I don't know. I don't. There's definitely a lot of interesting moral dilemmas that this show is going through. So I find it interesting. We got one more episode, I think. See how this feels like it would set up for a season 2, but we'll see. Okay, so I feel like I realized fairly early on into this episode that we were not going to be getting the reveal at all this season. So that was kind of a bummer. I was like, It was the main thing of been, whatever. But luckily I kind of realized that early on, and I I watched the episode. I enjoyed it. Yeah, it had some emotional moments that I don't know if we've quite had that before. So I appreciated it. It does feel like there's significantly more to the story before the reveal, you know. So I'm not mad, but I am like, gotta wait. I don't know if I mean, one day I'll get back to anime, hopefully, but got some other things plan on focusing on for at least a bit, and yeah, big fan of the characters and their dynamics in this show, but I still think it's, black-haired girl, Shinobu, we'll see. But if not, I don't know. I'd really be fine with any of them, even pink-haired girl, probably. But yeah, I guess this is I would probably call this a harem show, and I feel like it's pretty good for that. Okay, it seems like this is all boiling down to stopping the execution of our main character. But this was a good episode. We learned a little bit more about Cecilia and her tragic backstory that got me. I thought she was the one who ended up dying in the fire. So yeah, she's supposed to kill the O'Brien girl. I think I know who that is. Yeah, everybody's protesting heiresses or Constance Grail. There's a lot of names. Everybody's protesting her execution. That super shady guy who's just was recruiting children to do his bidding, but I don't know what he's necessarily he's getting them back because the other guys did burn the orphanage and all that. I don't know. It seems like he's bad though. For some reason I did not realize this was the finale until the end. And yeah, this episode kind of hit hard. I didn't cry, but I might have if I had been in maybe a little bit of a better headspace of just focusing on it. Because I had to go back a little bit. I realized I'd missed some things, and it was. I almost I think he was a man, judging from the credits and him. I just hadn't seen what he looked like in a while, and yeah, it's been a lot this season. Yeah, I do kind of feel bad for him in the sense that he's kind of aware that he's this body feels not right and fall in love with her. And it's honestly, it is I was just worried how the story would go about it. The story ended up handling it well, just kind of being shutting it down in a sense for right now, for at least. Yeah, the Wind Magician was interesting to talk to. And the conversations about love were interesting in general. And yeah, the idea that the Black Witches love is poison to them, it seems rough. But does lend to the story will have to be, interesting. If this continues. I mean, it's been interesting. It's been chill but strange. And I don't know, yeah, I think I'd feel comfortable recommending this to somebody if they... I don't know, what kind of vibes necessarily you'd have to be looking for. Yeah, I don't know. It's dark, but it's not that dark. And I think in the beginning of this, I was it's gonna rip my heart out or something. I can't remember. But, it didn't do that. But I did feel bad at certain points. I think the saddest bits were in the beginning. With the cat and the other guy. I mean, it's been interesting with Lizzie. I think there might have been higher highs and lower lows. And I don't know if there were more of one or the other. But solid. Well, we finish up the battle pretty. I was gonna clap my hands, but I'm holding my phone. Not clap. Alright, whatever. But yeah, this was a good eating good. I feel in another show I might be annoyed that they brought them all back so easily. And I don't always hate that. Sometimes I'm damn fine with it. But I'm glad. I'm glad they're all back. And we even get to kind of keep the demon goddess around in the dreams. Where she's manifested her ethereal presence, I guess is what she said. But, yeah, did I understand that right, too? That, yellow hair girl wants to give our boy Yuki a spin? Because I think that's a great idea. I guess, yeah, I don't know if I can show any, but his reward was solid, and, good stuff. Oh, of course it started then. Yeah, it was it was cool to see All Might get a call while the building was falling and then get there and save it, put it down gently, all in, I don't know, a few seconds. Shows, I guess, just how much of another... Because at one point it was talking about Captain Celebrity's kind of getting close to his whatever numbers or whatever or something, but just showing how big the gulf is. And I was kind of right, O'Clock, about trying to kill him and take him out. Did I say that he had his stolen quirk? Because I kind of feel like I didn't, and I feel like that was obvious, so that, whatever. But yeah, he's putting up a fight, and he's also, was it a marshmallow? I don't know. He was a little creature with sticks on it. So I guess he wasn't even human. I don't know. And that's definitely all for one on the phone. I guess we'll see what happens. I think only one more episode. Yeah, been fun. Well, Gabimaru managed to stick himself with a plant. So he's like yellow guy now. And then I guess they fought for an hour. Because I guess that's how long their transformation lasts. And then when it's over, they're really out of energy. He realized what was happening and like ended it right before, so he still had a little bit left. But the girl came in clutch since she had the only Tao that could really hurt him anyways, I think. Although he was weakened enough, it might have been. But yeah. So they get him. We see a little bit of backflash of Gabimaru's wife. She seemed cool. And yeah, it looks like we might have lost green clothes girl. Slime girl. I don't know. Maybe that's worse. Yeah, she went down like a G, protecting Gabimaru and holding her wound in with, I guess, the slime, but it was too deep. And I think that's it for her. It looks like, yeah, it'd be hard to imagine. I don't know, maybe they'll come back and get her somehow, but sad. And then, yeah, everybody else seems like they're doing fine. Is she the only one? Yeah, I guess she is the only one that was the casualty. But then, forgot all about the other guys that showed up to the island. And, yeah, they're here now. I didn't expect them to show up after they had dealt with the Tensen. And they've dealt with them pretty well. Yeah, I'll be curious how this all goes down. This was a good episode. I wouldn't have guessed that I'd like the hair product commercial guy. He's in a commercial, but he's the duck, and he's pretty funny, and seems like a nice guy. Most of the people in this show, well, I'd say most of the people are pretty well intentioned and nice, and then there's not really malicious people, but there's like full of themselves people, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, working on the quadruple Salco, getting that down. That'll be hype. But yeah, the other, totally forgetting her name now, but other skater and her coach, they are aware of Inori's doing the quadruple Salco. So I imagine they'll be prepared for it. Oh, excuse me. But maybe I don't know, maybe there'll just be some cool rule of skating that can be applied. And I don't know. It's hard to imagine Inori winning this because it looks like we're about to get into it, which I'm hyped for. But yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine her getting a win over Top Dog in their first competition together. That would be, yeah. It just doesn't seem likely. Man, war seems to be hell. Just everybody dying around you dying, getting stabbed, getting shot. But yeah, they are. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like I guess one more episode. Nobody really does seem completely closer. Like they're escaping a little bit with the deed, and then they'd come back for the cold. But Captain Sarimi, yeah, he's chasing. And did that one guy? He didn't abandon him, but he was saying like he doesn't really trust him now. And then he was like, "You're my only ally left to that one guy. The sniper's still out there. He hasn't done it. Oh, he's gonna. Oh man, if he could really mess up the story right at the end, or put a damper on it. I kind of hope the other sniper gets. I don't know. Maybe it'll look like he's about to, but then I don't know. It's quite the. I really don't know who's going to be alive by the end of this. I assume it will be a positive ending with maybe some sadness. I was going to say this was a chill episode, but I forgot, like, they fought, like, a whole swarm of dragons in the beginning. But, yeah, I felt like the moments, like, I got choked up a little bit when she was reading through the memoir of Himmel, and, yeah, laughed at the little Kraken bit at the end. With the tongue twister, and yeah, it was good comeback or callback. But yeah, I enjoyed this. It felt chill. I mean, most of it feels like they're scared about, like, when they hear the dragons and the swarm and dealing with them. At least Fern and Stark are, but did not seem at all like an issue. And then yeah, it seems pretty hard to face them, but. Yeah, what episode is this? How many? I'll be curious. Is this kind of just been a travel season with just like a bunch of kind of one-offs, which I've enjoyed, and for the most part. I think there was one where I was maybe getting a little tired of it, but even the forearm thing from whatever, and this demons. I mean, that was a little more intense, but yeah, I guess there isn't like really any like huge overarching villains of the series. It's more just these guys are gonna grow, Fern and Stark, like, as warriors in a sense. Warriors, mages, and then Fern's growing as, I want to say person. But that doesn't, I don't know if that really encapsulates what I'm saying. She's growing socially. Maybe that's it. No tortures this episode, but that was fine. It was mostly just chill, sweet. But the first little thing with the Demon King and Kanaje, it was basically like an advertisement for McDonald's. But I was laughing so hard because that is the only thing I eat from McDonald's, the McGriddle. And I don't put the whole hash brown on it. I split the hash brown in half because then it's like perfect size to like not have any overlapping edges. Put that right on there. I don't necessarily make it right in the middle, but as long as it gets in between. And then just one ketchup packet on top of the hash brown, and that's mwah. So I was just laughing, and it was hilarious though too. Like, he's like, nah, I don't know, just like passing the restaurant, and then the guy like explains it, and the king is like, it feels like it's the first time he's been mad, where he's just like, why would you tell me that after we drove by? And yeah, that got me, and went back and got it and enjoyed it, so all's well. We also had Torture get mad, I think, for the first time when the princess was just bothering her over the bowling pins when she didn't knock any down. That was good. Yeah, just good fun. She finds the One Piece, which is just a gas station with a bunch of vending machines, and good chill time and funny. Yeah, man, these episodes are packed. The fight in the beginning with the end of it, like the end of what was last week's fight, pretty good. The battling of abilities, like, while like they do a good job of like explaining it while also doing the new things that, like, or not new, but just like the continuing the situation and explaining it so it all makes sense. But you're like, whoa. Then got him with the wolf. And then he gave his points, so that was cool. So he was a reincarnation. I still don't know if like the second reincarnation means that you just appeared. But yeah, so Megumin goes after the girl, but then hears a voice to let her be, or like not do it, and then so he lets her be. I don't know if that means like she'll end up joining or protecting, because then he's like visited by the angel that they need to find. Yeah, and then we get introduced to some of the other players in this, including a cockroach that is apparently rough stuff. But also that one guy with the sword and the from the movie, you know. Anyways, he shows up, and now I guess I feel like never mind. Well, dang, we get the mother's backstory, and her family was all types of messed up. She had one aunt that was soulless, but the aunt gave birth to I don't even really know exactly what they are, but they're used as weapons for the family. And yeah, they kill the host when they're birthed. So that's what the mother was supposed to be, but she dipped, reasonably so. And I guess she's the one that cursed the grandma to die. But I guess it was supposed to get the sister, but the grandmother had a thing so that all of the curses would go to her. Oh, and that makes sense. But yeah, so the mom's goal is to take out the whole family. And yeah, it was messed up. It was like her reading the aunt's notebook about how the aunt really felt, and just that she was completely resigned to her role and thought that the mother should be more resigned to that. Yeah, that would be heartbreaking, and especially after she really has nobody. Yeah, just gotta go out there. And I'm glad she met the dad. Dad seems nice, a little ignorant. I don't know what the word is. A little just like not fully paying attention to some of what's going on. But I'm just glad she found somebody. But yeah, don't know how this will all go down, because it looks like she just escaped the hospital. Although the aunt like disappeared earlier. I was a little confused what was going on with that scene. I thought that was Kaya at first, and then realized it was probably the mother or the aunt. I think it was the mother, but there's no way she saw that. So yeah, I don't know exactly what that was. Maybe it was just like an example. That last quarter of the episode was just crazy. I guess that was the blue-haired guy that we'd been seeing, and then he's got a purple form, and they were going all out. Yeah, that was. I was like, dang, they keep they keep doing new frames. I feel like the story itself this episode was all right. It was more just like see some badass fights, but that's cool. I'm fine with that. There is something going on with Kuvira and her uncle, but like she owes a favor to the gray-haired girl. So this is the other guy made it seem interesting, because he's like, I don't like the blue-haired guy. He's like, I don't dislike humans. He's like, my king is the only one who appreciates my sentiment, which makes me interested in the king. And then, because I guess the blue-haired guy is gone now, I was just kind of thinking he was like one of my favorite characters in this show. But holy sword, ka-chow. Oh, are we back, baby? We're in 1890. We got fast Native American. We got Johnny Joestar in the wheelchair after an accident, or not. I thought it was gonna be a horse accident, but no, just got shot. We got Gyro Zappelli up in the house. I do not really know what's gonna happen. I'm a fan of JoJo and Zappelli. I know that the world is reset from the last show, and yeah, it's cool to just see all the characters, because yeah, like I was saying, Gyro seems like he's got the mystery of these steel balls, whatever they're doing. I don't know what powers are gonna be like around. Like this is, I thought there would be stands, but I have no idea. I didn't know it was gonna be a big horse race across America that they're doing. So yeah, Johnny has to do some work to train a horse to help him out, and Zappelli just be using his balls to do whatever he needs to do. Yeah. Poco Loco. I seems like a new character, because then there's a Brando, there's a Dio Brando, or Diego Brando. There's an Avdol, Avdol. I might be saying that wrong. Yeah, there's a lot, but I guess in this the first segment of this race, seems like they got through a first segment pretty quick. I thought these would be longer if they're crossing the continent. Maybe. Yeah, whatever. But also building a train, if it's gonna go across this whole thing, that seems expensive. But I guess you can use the trade. That probably might be the best thing for the investors, honestly. Yeah, that dude, when he was crying in the beginning, oh my god, it is look like in 1890. But his crying sent me. Yeah, whatever. This was good. I'm excited. Well, yeah, whatever. This was quite the episode. Dealing with Haumea. Goal is just to have everybody die. And Shinra's supposed to defeat her without it being for revenge. I don't really, yeah. I mean, I guess I get that because it's all about emotions and stuff now. But yeah, they get him by slitting the captain's throat. That was kind of brutal. And then, yeah, it falls into despair, revenge, rage, and the whole world just burns. So they won. We got one more episode. They're saying some of them are talking like Shinra can still do something, but I don't know, man. They all seem. We got maybe Arthur with half a body and one arm and 1.5 arms. Maybe coming back, our boy. But yeah, wild. Yeah, this was not not where I thought it was. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Quite the journey this show is taking. What a ride. Oh man, yeah. This has just been a show of uncomfortableness and confusion and worry and dread. Maybe a little bit of hope every now and then, but not much. I mean, I think this is the last episode. I wasn't expecting it to be, but this definitely has last episode vibes. So I'm treating it as such. And it caught me off guard with the first credits, halfway through, or not even halfway through. I was like, oh my god, it's over already. What? But by the end, I was like, okay, that felt wrapped up to an extent. It's definitely more wrapped up for this season of just there's a lot of ambiguity, there's a lot of metaphorical scenes that I'm not 100% sure I understand. I guess I get the idea that she kind of has an internal desire to want to die within these games, to live with those who've lived there. That part kind of, I was starting to tear up a little bit, and then the mature white rabbit was quit crying, and I was like, yes ma'am. Yeah, she's alive. That's brutal, but it doesn't seem like it was that brutal to her. It really, I mean, I guess not everybody was dead. That other blue-haired girl was still alive, but yeah. She had I was wondering how she had done so much damage to everybody, but yeah, she had metal plating, just I guess under her skin and all over her body, in her neck. Yeah, that that seems rough to deal with. And the other girl said that was illegal. So but then she was like, why wouldn't you? And it just doesn't seem like the game cares. So I don't know. I do not. And she was doing it all. Yeah, she was just crazy. But I'm just, yeah, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, not at a loss for words, but I just, yeah. What have I been watching this last 11 weeks? Nutso Bongo. I don't know. It was good. It was definitely good. I don't know if I could explain it. Maybe one day. I feel like this episode was everything that I was complaining about not being in the show, and even more that, like, I kind of had forgotten almost to an extent. I forget that, like, Fushi is, like, almost an experiment by this god, or the dark figure person. So it's interesting to have the problem of them wanting Fushi to take over for them, and that being a scary thing to think about doing. And then we also get the knockers, kind of, there's the idea of coexistence. There's still a lot of, like, issues present, I think, with, like, the way they currently are relying on humans to experience life in the way they are. I don't know. I mean, I think, like, the one we talked to, was she sick and she was just gonna die? And then the knocker took over what would have been a dead corpse and made it a member of the family again for her sisters, and just wanting to live peacefully. It makes me think. It's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say, like, oh yeah, go knockers, but I'm not. Yeah, I can't figure out what I think. I did not think I would cry this much this season. And this is, yeah, this one was all just kind of happiness, which was nice. I mean, yeah, there's a bit of sadness with it, for sure. I don't know. They were just talking, and yeah, about her parents' birthday, death day, and celebrating they're in between their birthdays since they're close, and that's how they always used to celebrate their birthdays instead of the anniversary of their death. And yeah, I don't know. There's mixed feelings just because, yeah, I'm really struggling to be involved with anybody, even my family, and it just feels wrong for me to enjoy and appreciate a story of lies, which is funny because that kind of ties into what this was all talking about. I'm saying lies just in that these aren't real people, and yeah, it feels ingenuine to make a video and just be like, oh, this is so beautiful, like this story, and I myself am just, yeah, not building my own story. I mean, I'm trying in my own way, and I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want, which is also another. I mean, yeah, whatever. It's a good fucking show, and yeah, I'm glad it looks like there's another episode. This easily could have been the finale, but I'm glad we get to continue with these characters. Hello to the end, those who have made it here, thank you. And yeah, the ranks are up right now, we've been up. We've got timestamps if you want to explore around, you know, and points, the glorious points. So now we got JoJo's single episode leading the pack. Was really hyped for what I thought was going to be a binge season. Was just one episode. So I forgot to mention Death Games last week. They are doing well, almost leading the pack. But they finished this week, so now it's really only up to Journal with Witch to potentially hold that number one spot. Gotta come in the top 3. Yeah. But who knows?